Hey, we're going to go ahead and get started creating an ebook using Canva. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it using templates. So it makes it super easy and super fast. So the first thing we want to do is come up and look at templates. So when you do that, it is going to give you options that you can look at for different templates. Down here are some different templates. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to type in ebook. So all you have to do is do that. It's going to give you a lot of options, and a lot of them are covers. So when you're looking at these, you'll see some are covers, but some, when you come over, you're going to see these pages move, and you'll see the amount of files that are in each document. Also, you're going to see whether there's a crown, meaning it's a pro version. Now I have pro because I like all the features that come with pro. But a lot of people just like to use Canva in the free version, and you can do so much in just the free version. So we can come through and we can look for a book. So you can find something that's going to be similar to what you're trying to accomplish for your design. You should be looking at your book ahead of time, pre-planning. Is it going to need steps? Is it going to be a workbook? Is it going to be mostly text? So that you can come in and find something to design quick for that. Also, do you need something that's more of a storybook type cover, a guideline type cover, something like this where it has multiple pages and a variety of descriptions, so we can look at something like that. Again, when you come through, you'll see some of the covers are with the crown so that you know it's pro, or you'll see that something like this is much more of a textbook where there's going to have chapters and text. Again, just make that decision up front. Look at, if you need cover, table of contents. So keep a list of things that you will need in your ebook. I'm going to go ahead and use this book right here. It's got 10 pages. I think the book's almost completed. So let's try. I'll show you what happens when you click on this. It will come up with the pages that you can see, so you can see all the different pages. So you can click through to see if this is in fact what you want. If not, it gives you other options that are close to very similar. So if you wanted to check to see if something else is more your style, you can do this where it has chapter pages, introduction, and that might be something that you're looking for. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to choose this one. So we'll do that. And it's going to bring all the pages in for you. You don't have to do anything. So you'll see your pages and they'll all be here. They'll also be here. You can also view in the grid so you can see all your pages. For now, we're going to stay in this view. This also comes in when you use their themed templates. It comes in with a template style, including a font pairing and a color palette. So you can easily just change those out. If you didn't have that, you would be able to come over to your colors, and if you have a brand kit, you can pull in the brand, or you can come in here and add your color that you want to use. And we're going to go into that some more. But first, let's talk about setting this up. We knew we wanted a cover. It's on our list. We need a cover. We also need a table of contents. So I noticed that this one doesn't have a table of contents. There's a couple of things we can do. We can go back out to our templates and look up ebook and see if one of these others that had multiple pages has an option for a table of contents. That one has one. It's probably not the style that I was looking to use. This one has one. So I like that. If we wanted to use this, we don't want to we don't want to apply all 10 pages because we just want this one. So we're just going to bring that one. But if I hit this now, it'll cover this page. So I'm going to add a clean page. You can see that here. And then I'm going to click this and it's going to pop over. Now we can go back to our book. We'll close this out. It's going to bring us back to where we can see our full template. And what we can do, because this has this built in, we can click here and it's going to change all the color for us to the color of this, not the page that we brought in. You can also shuffle to have it change out through the colors and see if you like an option better. I'm going to stick with this one. So now we have our table of contents. I would leave this to last to figure out what you're going to name your titles, what pages they're on if you want to add pages, and any section names. So you can go through that. Right here, we can call this our introduction. So we can easily change out text, copy and paste text in. But we can look through and see if there was anything else we wanted to add to our file. We can see there's the introduction, we'll have the table of contents, we have sections. So we have 2 sections in here, then we have some tools and resources if we wanted to modify that, some worksheets, and the About Us for the call to action. Now again, you can change pages around just using this to click and drag, so I might bring this over and let the introduction be the first thing. We also might want to have more than 2 sections. So I can come over here, choose these, and then I will just duplicate those 2 pages, and now we have 3 sections. So we'll have to go obviously fix those headers. But let's start back with our cover, and we can go in and change what we want this to be. So maybe building your life coach business. So you can easily type in something you want to do, how to step-by-step guide to attract your ideal client. So we can do that. We can change name if we wanted to have our name as the author in here. If you want a title or anything, we can also look like how we want to change this cover. Now, we can go back and look at other covers and see if there's something we like better, though that will replace that information. So if we thought we liked one of these other covers and said, we really like something like this, or a book looking like that, or maybe this, you can change it, but we're going to go ahead and work with this. So if we had looked at this one and brought that one in, it's going to ask if you wanted to replace it. So let's say we said replace, but I'd end up not liking it. Control Z will take you back. So we're going to not do that one. We're just going to work with this one. So if I wanted to now maybe find an element, I could say, maybe I want to say businesswoman. And I can look at just photos, so you can segment what you'd want instead of graphics. You can also, if you're in the free version, just put free so you don't see the pro ones, unless you're okay with paying some of the money for pro. So you can come through here and look to see if there's a photo you wanted. You can just drag it in. So maybe we don't need this frame. We can pull this up. Also, you can adjust your fonts for different things by adjusting your line spacing. You can adjust letter spacing either way. So if there's something you wanted to do with that. Again, you can come in, you can change color if you wanted to change it to one of the other colors. You can also change how it's setting, so we can move that. So maybe we want to move that here. We can left justify, maybe make that a little smaller. So you can easily do something to change out how you want your book to look. And the good thing with Canva, it gives you guidelines already built in. So you have your margin guideline, and it will also show you where your center line is. So it's easy to drop things in to be very orderly if you like that. So if we're going to look at our introduction, again, we can find different pictures or images we may want to bring in to our book. We can change colors if we didn't like something. So let's say we're good with this. We can just come in and type in, so what is life coaching, if that's what we're working on. Change your subheadings. If you're copying, pasting text, all you have to do is go to your document. It's a Word document or Pages or PDF, copy it, and you would just paste it in. So very easy. Again, you can look at different ways to enhance your pictures. So I'm going to show you this as a frame. So if we're using a frame, you'll see it has this little cloud background, and all you have to do is drag and drop your image right in. So you're good. You can update the next sections. So you could put up here, maybe you want this section 1. You're going to note that's page 4. So up here you may see on page 4 is going to be life coaching. You can see how easy that is. Put a little header in here. If you didn't want it, you can just delete it. If you want to delete that item, you can just delete that item out of there. If you didn't want to, if you want to keep it, you can also come up here and ungroup this. This is grouped so that it will all move at the same time. If you wanted to ungroup them and take out image pieces, because maybe we're only going to have 3 of these, so we can delete these. We can also move them on the page. This will give you, which is so nice with Canva, it's going to show you they're both spaced equally away from each other. So if you weren't sure, so let's say you had them all like that, but you wanted to very easily get them spaced, you can come to position. 1, you want to make sure they're centered. And then where it says space evenly, we want to do it vertically. Hit that. It's going to space them exactly vertically apart. So we can move this down. We'll come back. We can update that. We can add our images. Again, just copy and paste the text you want. One thing with Canva, there is some things that are a little more challenging than a typical desktop publishing that's meant for this. If you're pasting a lot of text in, you have to put it in each text box. So if you had multiple pages, you want this to flow, that doesn't work that way. So you would come in and put the pages, the different text in for each one. So you would come through, look at, what maybe you want to do for updating this. So if something was showing up and maybe you like that image, but you felt like maybe it's too dark, you can edit the image to either brighten it, you can reduce the saturation on it, you can look at other filters to change out different options for that. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can also do some adjusting. Maybe you want it a little blurry, so it fades back a little. Maybe you wanted to add a vignette around it, so you can see the edges are darkening. You can add some warmth or coolness to the picture. So there are options that you can do, different things using some of the file options with the Pro version as well, and getting a lot more images. So again, maybe we want to look at a different picture. Now this came in where we can't see her, so you would just double click on the picture and you can just move her over to what you think might be the picture. You can also enlarge the box a little, say, okay, that works better. So you have your images, you can come in and add your pointers. These you can add different images, so if you wanted an element for a checkbox, you could come in, maybe you want it to look like this. We can make sure it's got our branded colors, reduce the size to what you want. So we can delete these smaller ones. We could put in a bigger checkbox, and when we're sure that's the size we want, we can just Control C and Control V, copy paste. Put it in, and you have your different elements. You can come through if there's a quote you want to add that you can use. So again, if you want a graphic image or if you want something that's more of a photo representation, you can just drag that in. It makes it very easy and quick. You can look through your pages, and maybe you have a workbook you're going to also include in your document, so you want to make sure people see that this is a working resource page, adding what you want them to do. Here are some things you might say for your first client call. Maybe you have some things you want them to do when they're learning their first call, so you can give them some tasks. You can, just have the different notes, and maybe we want a whole note page. So I'm going to show you how from scratch we can create a note page. Now on this page, there's an exercise. We're going to take this header and we're going to take this line, holding Shift Select. We're going to copy, Control C. We're going to come here and we're going to Control V. It will paste it in place for you. Now if we want some lines for notes, because we're going to call this notes. So we'll hit our L. We're going to get a nice line in here. So we can make it either into the margin where it stops, or we can bring it out to that line. Again, we can choose a color. I'm going to choose a lighter gray, and I'm going to really thin this out. So I want this just a 2-point. So you can see that's a little lighter, and maybe it's still too dark. There's a couple things you can do. You can come in and try to find even a lighter gray, or if it was dark, you can even just drop the opacity back a little until you like it. So then we're going to just copy. We're going to paste. We figure that's enough lines. So this is another easy thing in Canva. You're just going to align it left. You're going to bring one down to where you want that last line to be. Select them all. Go to Position and distribute vertically. Now you have your note page. So you can duplicate that. Duplicate it. So now we've given them 3 note pages to complete their assignments on. So, and you can even, so we could do this note page and we can put that up with section 2. So moving it this way, we can move it into section 2. Or if we wanted to just drag, we can come back out here and move a section. So if we wanted one for section 1, now we can come here and say this is for exercise number 1. So when we look at the book, we have the intro, we have the table of contents. They get a little bit of information, some notes, information, some notes, some information, some worksheets, and a note page, and then our contact information. So here you can, just drag a picture of yourself in there and say, hey, reach out to me if you want information. You can put, we have the Coaches Academy sign up today. You can, put your phone number. You can also link things. So if you wanted to link this directly to your website, you can come up here, just type in your website. So brandtransform.com, enter. That is now going to be linked. If we make a PDF, someone that will be able to link to someone's phone number. So if we wanted to, add our phone, we can add a phone number in here right next to this. Make it left to justified, and just pop that in. So if there's a social media handle, you can add that. There's also, when you come up to elements, so let's say you're on Pinterest, you can come here, look at graphics, and you can find one of these. So the nice thing with this is you can actually put it in one of your branded colors. So if you wanted to just add some of your social media and link that, again, just like we did the website, you could link that there. You can come out if you have Instagram, same thing. Find one that changes color. Come use one of your branded colors. Shrink it down. You can align those. So when this is a PDF, this will be a live link. So if you had your link, I'm still just going to put my, just for the, so if I put my website or whatever, you would put your handle for your social media platforms, whatever you wanted to use. So you can align those. The other thing too, you can really scale right up as large as you want the picture so that you can align these very clearly. So if we have our phone number, oops, didn't grab that. So to squeeze that in to get it out of the way. Again, we can have the website here, we can change that out. If I didn't want to have that, I can take that out and just have them drive right to my social media channels. And basically, you have your book now. So we can reduce this down and you can see all the pages that you have for a book. And it's really easy to add other pages like I showed you to bring in from another document and just pop that in. So if we wanted to add another form, really quick, I'll just show you that. So if we come back to templates and you type in like planner, so we wanted to add maybe a weekly planner item, we can easily add that in. So if we saw something, so let's say we wanted to add this in. So we're going to go here, so we can add a new page. Very easy, just add a new page. We're on this page, we're going to add this planner document. It's going to give everything. Again, just to remind you, go back out to your template. We had this template, so all we have to do is come down here and hit this and it will update the colors and the fonts to match what you are already working on. And if you, let's say you just said, okay, I want this, but I don't want this to be that dark. Come up here, change your color, it's done. Now you have a planner in there. So all you would have to do at that point is come download your document. So you're going to say PDF. So there's PDF standard and PDF for print. Print is the best option. If you're sending this out to print, choose CMYK. If you're going to do for print and you need bleeds, you would check that and it will set up printer bleeds. But just for sharing online, this is easy. RGB is for computer. You're going to hit download. You're going to save your document. I'll save this to my desktop so I can show you how this looks. So you can see how your ebook would be able to be sent off to your client. So we're going to call this coaching ebook. We're going to save that out. We'll go over to our desktop. We're going to open up the coaching ebook, and here you are. So you have completed a coaching ebook all the way through. You have your note pages they can print this and write on. You can go back to if you have a PDF writer and put in forms so someone can fill this out online. So you have the final page. I'll show you, you can see where the link is. You can see it would be going out to my website. If that was my Instagram handle, I would put it on there and it would link right out to there. Someone can go right out. You can send them to see more information, check on other offers you have, whatever you have that you're going to be putting on your book, but they have a way to reach you and they have this great steps. So hopefully that has helped you see how easy it is to make an ebook and have something done today.